Alright, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get rich in CDT. As you can see, I've got 129 million. Well, 80% of that is from the devs, but I would have grinded at least about 30 of that 130 million. And as you can see, I've got 17.3k miles. This guy's got 185,000 miles, so he's already trumped me, and he's got 2.1 billion as well. So probably best to ask him what the best grinding method is. However, I want to do my own... I want to do my own tests to find out what the best grinding method is, because it's quite variable depending on what cars you have and what financial situation you're in. For example, I basically got every car, so I mean I basically grind any way I want. But if you're trying to hustle, if you're trying to like make it out, let's find out what the best grinding method is. Now I think I did a video like this in DE and it did very well, so yeah, let's do one in CDT. So I'm going to be using a variety of cars for this test. I'm also going to be using a variety of methods. So obviously now season 5 is over, so you can't really get cars from there anymore. You can still get tasks for some reason. I don't know how that's meant to work. What race do I reckon is the best for you to grind? Now we've got a couple candidates for this. Drag race could be a candidate because it's quite short. Rally race is kind of irrelevant. Street race is I mean, it's got the higher race, so I guess that could be quite cool. Circuit race is a competitor, mountain race is sort of irrelevant, and so is dune race, and so is the police race, and so is the drift race for money grinding. So our competitors are circuit, street, and drag. Now this is where, when I say the financial situation you're in comes into play, because you may not be on a card that's like optimized for the results that I'm going to get. So for this test, I'm going to use the card that you can get for 600 Robux. Which is the Jesco Absolute. Mainly because basically anyone can get it. You don't have to grind like 10 million. And it is the fastest car in the game, so I guess it'll be quite a good benchmark to find out what the best one actually is. And do keep in mind, you can test this with other cars as well. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be timing myself 10 minutes per grinding. And I'm going to see how much money I make. So we're going to start off with a 5-lap circuit race. Now the one thing about doing the circuit race is, first off, the Jesco Absolute Absolute is not optimized for this race at all. This is a top speed car. This is a drag. This is a circuit race, so we'll have a couple issues there. Furthermore, doing 5 laps on your own will get me less money than if I do it with more people. So if you do it with more people, you get more money. I have no friends, so I can't really in fact, what am I doing? What am I doing? I literally have 20,000 subscribers. Well, nearly. Do hit subscribe. Ads come circuit. There we go. 6.5. Oh, maybe I am just... Okay, no, I'm just going to stop. Now, the Bolide is said to be the best car for this race. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but it is the best one for the race, because it's got the pace. I need to tie my shoelace. Give me a minute. There's also the F1 car, which I think it's in a bundle. But yeah, let's try this. Time myself 10 minutes. I've already crashed. Right, I'm timing myself 10 minutes. See what I can do with the circuit race. Now obviously if I finish the 10 minutes halfway through a race, I'll complete that race and add it on. But yeah, now it's kind of just like the boring part where I've got to actually race. The Bolide is way ahead, but then again, you literally can't get the Bolide, it's a limited. Now I haven't noted down what balance I was at the start of the race. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the balance at the end of the race, and then while I'm editing, I'm going to put a number on the screen and it'll tell you how much I made eventually. Okay, so as we conclude the final lap entering dusk, I've literally just passed the 10-minute mark, which is basically perfect because I am on the last hairpin of this 5-lap race. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually slow down when I get to the finish line and just make sure I don't get any extra money. So I ended up with this amount of money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract this from the amount of money I had at the start of the race. I'm going to put it up on screen so you can see how much you make from circuit race in the Jesco Absolute in 10 minutes. So now we're going to move on to the drag race. Now the drag race is a little bit... It's a bit crap. I've heard that this isn't the best grinding method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time that it takes me to do a half mile, and I'm going to divide that by 10 minutes in seconds, and then I'm going to times that by the amount of money I make from one race, just to simplify it a little bit, because I don't really want to spend too much time on a race that is supposedly one of the worst grinding methods. You do also have to keep in mind that you want the best cars in your dealerships as well. That is something that is just a necessity. Okay, so we're just going to bomb it down here. Alright, 6,000, and I made that amount of money. I'm gonna do the math quickly. Just let the editor, well me, I'm the editor, just do the calculations real quick, and poof! that is the amount of money you make from 10 minutes doing the half mile in a drag race in a Jesco Absolute. Now, like I was saying earlier, I do have the best cars in my dealership, but that only adds maybe an extra couple thousand to the final total. So if you don't have the best cars in the dealership, that's completely fine, because the grinding method itself will be the exact same, because I have the same cars in my dealership for all of these tests. I've not taken any of them away during them. So now what I'm going to do is I want to do the street race, but not just any street. Okay, someone else is doing it. Oh my days, am I seriously going to have to go to a private server? Okay, so you now join me basically at the point in time at which I aborted the last test. I've just done the first race. I'm currently 3 minutes 26 seconds into the whole test. I'm currently on my second. I'm about to go into my second race. I reckon we're gonna get about 3 races in again, sort of kind of like the circuit race. The thing is, in this race I got 2 minutes and 37. However, I finished on about 3 minutes on the dot, which suggests just how much extra time it takes to like start the race, get back there and everything. Obviously the quickest way to get there is just to teleport using the race menu.
A few 12 6.5.
Do keep in mind that for all of these races I'm doing like the maximum possible distance you can do. So like, for the circuit race I did 5 laps, for the drag race I did half mile. For this I'm doing the 3 laps. Okay, that's that. Back here, bam, bam, bam. Start the highway race, please, thank you. It would have probably been a bit more accurate if I emptied my dealership before. So yeah, if anyone's ever thinking of doing one of these tests, remember to empty your dealership. Because I'm trying to find the best grinding method. I'm not trying to find the amount of money specifically that you make from doing each of these races. Rather, I'm just trying to find the one that gives me the most. So we've literally just bang on hit 10 minutes. I made this amount of money from this race. I will have to go back in the edit to find out what that number is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just go straight down the highway for about 5 minutes. 10 minutes, sorry. So the next time it changes, I'm going to go. So, go. Now I just got to do this for the next 10 minutes. Okay, this is genuinely like hurting I'm genuinely tired. I'm into the last 15 seconds though. So I reckon I'll get to the last like 5 seconds and then just hold S. Alright. So in 10 minutes, I made that amount of money. That amount of money right there is how much I made from doing just highway grinding for 10 minutes. Now I am going to have to cut the recording so that I can go back in the recording and just check all of the statistics are correct and just calculate all of the different rates. Well, no, that's not the end of the video. I'll just be about 20 minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you join me back in CDT. It took me longer than 20 minutes to get all the results, so I'm currently in a new server. However, the results are in last place. I've actually drawn a little chart here and I've got circuit race, high grinding, half mile, start, finish, and then the change, so how much money you made from it. And I said I was going to do rate, but the rate wouldn't be accurate because I was getting money from my dealership while I was doing the test, so we're going to ignore that column. So in last place was the half mile with $496,073 in 10 minutes with the Jesco Absolute. In third place was the circuit race, $678,342. Now, before I continue, do keep in mind that I'm trying to make this as universal as possible. I have the 2 times game pass. I also have premium and I'm also in the group, which means I do get quite a few boosts. You have to keep in mind that all of these boosts are for all of the races and not just like one race. It's all going to be proportional. This is just to find the best grinding method, not to find how much you make from the best grinding method. Second place was the highway race, which had $975,349. The best grinding method, which I think has been quite renowned, highway grinding, 1.12 million, 1,124,381. That is how much you're getting from highway grinding in 10 minutes with a Jesco Absolute. Now I think I said this earlier, the game has a money per mile scheme, which means you drive a mile, you get a set amount of money. The faster your car, obviously, the quicker you complete that mile, so the quicker you make money. So we've established that highway grinding is the best way to grind. Now how are you going to do this efficiently? There's a lot of external things you can do. So for example, you like me, you can have the best possible cars in your dealership. So if you go up to the little pedestal on your platform, it actually shows you how much money all of the cars earn. It'll filter it from here. Funnily enough, I haven't even got some of the most highest earning cars on here. Hopefully that gives you an idea of to what cars you should have in your dealership. Obviously, if you don't like have some of these cars, say you got some like maybe like these cars here, just put the most expensive combination and you'll be fine. Yeah, so from that I basically make $1,356 every like couple seconds. Now there's a couple other things you can do to increase your income. There's a 2 times game boss in this game, and I forgot how much it costs. I think it's like 300 Robux, I think, or 400. It does what it says on the tin. It times 2's your money. Yeah, so you got 2 times money there. Now it doesn't say it here, but I believe if you join the group you get like a 10% boost or something. So that's the Foxy official group. It's in the description of the game if you guys want to go and get yourself a bit of money. I think you also get a free car for it as well. Yeah, you get this Jeep here. You get this Jeep. But yeah, so those are the external things you can do. Let's look at what you can do for higher grinding. Well, the most obvious thing you can do is simply just have a high top speed car. I believe the highest top speed car is this, the Jessica Absolute, which I've been using all video. 326 top speed. This goes 316. That goes 301, 309. This, the Venom F5, this is the fastest car you can get with just in-game money. Yeah, so it's pretty much just all down from here, I think. Yep, so look at that, basically like 5,000 every couple seconds. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I can really tell you. I mean, just do laps of the highway, keep focused, try not to crash, because that'll just throw your momentum in the bin. You can listen to music, you can, I don't know, watch a movie if you have like a second monitor or something. I also did say I was going to test this with an Agera RS, but we've established that the Jessica Absolute is the best for highway grinding. So if you're going to get the Agera RS, you might as well just use this for highway grinding. But